evening. So you're right, everybody. How are you? So again, we're back to where we normally are. Back to the start again for a lot of you. Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack, and we're back doing the same thing. Some of you could have just got back with someone, or the back, or someone who's literally got a bad back. Okay, or called Jack, or Julian, or Jason, or Jackie. Someone wants someone back, and that be Elijah. But like someone wants someone back from the past. I definitely keep hearing like a retro. I think we have got retrograde coming up, right? So be very careful around X's approaching. Definitely hearing like maybe a Leo or an Aquarian energy. Could be an 8, life path 8, Leo and Aquarian. Someone that you may not have seen for quite some time. This could be a friend or a brother, sister, I don't know. But I'm hearing somebody wants, like, you're going to get a blast from the past, and someone wants back into a circumstance that they left. So for a lot of you, be very careful around retrograde if you don't want unexpected energies of X's, because I'm hearing an unexpected encounter of X of the third kind. Might be around a Piscean, could be a third party, could be at a party, which means it might be Taurus. Okay, something around that energy of a blast from the past and a return from the past. Well, I think we're going over that. I think we already said that one, Spirit. So yeah, basically what they're saying is if any of you do not want any kind of, well, I don't know if you're going to be able to help it or not. I just feel that there's definite energies of 3, life path 3 or Pisces here, and a blast from the past. You may even just get a glimpse of something. I don't know. But I definitely keep hearing like someone's just about to enter into the twilight zone of the past, like thinking about reaching out to someone during retrograde, or they just suddenly do that during retrograde. Some kind of returned energy. Okay, return. Might be a tax return or a taxi. So that would be Jules taxi, someone from France, or a life path 7. Or a car, so a Cancerian, but like a blast from the past. Okay, something like that. I just keep picking up like retrograde moments coming up for a lot of you. I'm sure it's retrograde. I don't really know because I'm so busy. I don't keep up with astrology. But any of you astrologers out there, I'm sure it is verging on around retrograde, right? And my channel, well, that's the only reason that's kind of done that, or the name Dun, or Butchie, or Dan, or Danielle. But like a blast from the past, okay, something about past. And anybody beginning with P, also P, Paula, Butchie, Piscean, I don't know. Anyway, but if any of you are really not bothered about X's, that isn't to do with you guys, right? It's not to do with you. It's just if you've been dealing with someone from the past, I feel. Okay, and I'm picking up like Virgo, possible energies of maybe Virgo, because that would be more of a passing past. So, hold on, so it's more of a Cancerian, Amber, but like a Cancerian energy of stop, go, look, listen, stop, past energy, passing. Right, Amy, thank you. On Patron. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, let's just stop channeling and let's get on with your reading. But that's what they're saying, that there may be this energy of like something is on a break and it's stopped, and then it's now it's amber, which would be Amber Heard, and they're kind of like on break. So if you look, for instance, say if we was to look at a court case, okay, they're now on a week's break, and then suddenly, bam, they go back into court, okay? A little bit like that between 3, okay? So like blast from the past, stopped, an amber light of like where it's just waiting and waiting and waiting. So you really could be dealing like a 7 of Pentacles energy, waiting and waiting to approach and pronounce, which would be like a Leo / Aquarian, and then back in, and then we're kind of like back at court, or we're back to the way we was again. We've just got back together, blah, 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 or we've just spoken, or something like that coming up where it would be, if you was to relate this as esoterically towards court. Okay, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, for instance, right? Having a week's break, stopped, okay? Amber having a week's break, back in, okay? So something like that that's kind of coming up for you guys, okay? So it might be like jury, where you're on the jury, okay? And you're on a week's break, and then suddenly after a week you get back together, or you get called back in, okay? You could be on a week's holiday, and you've got a week off work, and then suddenly you are called back in to go to work, okay? So like you've now stopped work and you've finished work for a week, This part this week is roughly where you're on break, okay, and then suddenly you get called in to go back at work. Something that represents that, okay, stopped, break, go, okay, and it could be relating to a life path 7 or a Cancerian energy, okay, something that has stopped. So, because it really could be representing anything around transportation or vocabulary, okay, because of retrograde, meaning like it might have put a halt to a load of things, and time specifically as stopped, okay, like suspended animation of like a Piscean, right, stuck, stopped, okay, waiting, and then it really picks up, okay? So it might be where within like 3 weeks, what they're saying is that something could be happening within 3 weeks. Now, if this isn't a bad message, what I'm picking up is that it could be 3 weeks. This could be anticipation of like it's kind of just happening here. Whatever's going on here, you could be talking to someone, you could be getting on, and say the third energy is movement, because in my readings over on Patron, where your star signs are now being done, there was a huge energy of the biggest deep cleanse soul reading I've ever done for a Taurus or /5 Sagittarian Taurus life path 5. Biggest one. That was a deep clean soul that you really want to watch that, man, if you're dealing with anyone that's controlling and gaslighting. Okay. An X energy, okay, because someone was physically and clinically obsessed, and it related to a Taurus, Sagittarius placement of 5, a life path 4, or a Scorpio energy, all in one person's chart. Okay, if you're dealing with someone that is physically and mentally maybe obsessed about a person that much, some of that come through as children. Okay, so my advice would be, even if you just need to join it for a month, I will take a look at the tarot reading for Taurus that I've just done. That's on Patreon only, full access button. Okay. Part of that is also, there was another one where this was travel. Like, I'm here at the moment, the anticipation is building up, and there is more of like this waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then bam, something really, really comes out at court. This is still Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Sorry, man, but I'm having fun actually channeling for them guys at the moment. But we're going to relate this to a global energy of channeling, right? Where you might all be on the same kind of timeline. We're waiting to move. I'm waiting to get gone and leave, and bam, right? So I'm waiting to go back into court, and then something really comes out in court, which I'm sure it's going to, because Amber Heard's going to be on the stand. So there's the 3 energies. So there's some of you that may be relating to the court energy, really involved and liking the energy of, like, you know, watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard kind of thing unfolding. Okay, so you kind of got that, and then you've got this anticipation of something happening within like a 3-week timeline, they're saying. So you got like a week for some of you guys, like a week, and then some of you have got like 3 weeks where something is going to happen within 3 weeks. The outcome of something is going to be within 3 weeks. Okay, so that might even represent where I would channel globally. I would say Leo, Laura, Lucy, Louise, Louisiana, Lucifer, Capricorn / Gemini, which would be a 6. I'm probably going to lose a lot of you newcomers here. Capricorn, Gemini, both have 6s on top of their card. Johnny Depp is also a Gemini, right? So you've kind of got this where that might end as a court situation physically in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks' time, it might be completely over. Within 1 week, something really comes out, Amber Heard on the stand. 2 weeks after that, it finishes, there's an outcome, okay? That could be three more weeks left to go. Now, if there's an energy of someone travelling and they're leaving the past behind, within a star sign, that was very present within 4. Scorpio, Aries, life path 4 energies. Of someone visiting or travelling, okay? Or leaving for good and saying bon voyage. Getting on a ship, which would be a 6 of swords. It would be going towards a Capricorn or a Gemini, or it would be going towards a Gemini or a Capricorn. Okay. Department of someone's chart. Okay. Bon voyage, goodbye, I'm travelling. Bon voyage, goodbye, I'm leaving. Okay, and that is going to be happening within 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks. And there's a major outcome. Now, that major outcome is 2 channel messages there for you guys. One is representing court-related stuff where there's going to be something huge that's going to come out of someone's mouth, okay? That would be like court-related, that kind of message. And there's another one that someone's caught something very huge, like a big fish or a big dick. I don't know which one it is, but someone could be doing something within 3 weeks and then something very big happens, which would mean like you've just met the love of your life, or you've literally just moved, and that's a huge movement, okay? And you've just gone towards meeting your lover, okay? Lover, I would also pick up an energy at being 6. So that would mean like Capricorn, Gemini. The person could also introduce you to their parents or siblings, which would be an energy of a Gemini and also a Capricorn of 6. So if you guys are lost when I'm channeling, I channel code. That's why I read in numbers and code. That's how I can relate to finding out what who's got where in charts and give you the story. It's all relative energy. So I'm picking up, there's a huge, big thing going on between the thing, which would be Steve, that would be me. So that would be a Piscean. There's something around 6s where it means Gemini, Capricorn, okay? There's travelling involved, okay? And something happening within 3 weeks where one of those people might be involved, could be a Piscean, okay? Or 2 people that are got 3 in their placements of chart, okay? There's meetings that are kind of coming up within a 3-week kind of period. I don't know if you're going to be on your woman's cycle in 3 weeks or not. There is an outcome that will be at court where something will start to go back the way it was, and then the outcome and the verdict will be in 3 weeks. So they're telling me global channeled stuff there. They're saying that you guys that are not court-related stuff and blah, 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 there's going to be an outcome within 3 weeks. Pretty much after 3 weeks, you're going to know exactly where you stand and exactly where you land as well. So if you're landed in the shit and you're going to court, you're going to be landed right in the shit. Okay. So, yeah. So basically like big global kind of channeled message for the world to look out for of what I'm hearing is going to be a 3-week period of something that's going to come out in court. You've got a 3-week period of someone that could be travelling within 3 weeks, because in the month of May, when I was doing the May readings for you guys, you all kind of related to some, well, not all of you, but a lot of you were relating to the travelled kind of something happening within May, okay? It's now coming to the time what they're saying is within a 3-week period, okay? And you're definitely going to know where you are when you get there, okay? If you're over on Patron on the full access bundle of my star signs, you will start to see that outcome. Definitely if you're a Life Path 4, Aries or Scorpio, okay? So, that's me pretty much giving you all of the messages anyway that are over there. So if you are considering, there's a lot more messages there for people. Anyway, so let's get on with your tarot of what could be going on as a channel message and also card reading for anybody that needs it, please. So, there you go. You got a retrograde moment. You got a blast from the past. An ending is also a beginning. Something has stopped, okay, which is pretty much like time. So you're looking at Libra energy too. Some would say Scorpio, but again, it's a new beginning. But it's a 2, so it's court related. It's either stopped or began. But it's time now to gather my thoughts, because something big is going to happen towards the end of this period here. Now, this is also a woman's cycle and period where you could be physically coming on this week, okay? I'm definitely hearing a lot of you esoteric, channeling, spiritual stuff, all that kind of stuff, right? But we're not really going to go down that road. What's there in Rhode Island or Louisiana? Louise, Lucy, Laura, Louisiana, Polly, Anne, polyamorous. Someone that could definitely be in a very difficult situation of where someone is already married, okay? Definitely hearing big energies around court of Libra of 2 here. Because this is obviously judgment, that's why it's Libra. You know, people only say Scorpio because it's the resurrection. But again, okay, there might be something wrong with someone's erection, or they might be going to a hospital or something, because this could be a hospital energy of someone going to hospital because of, like, I don't know, impotency, pregnancy, circumcision, I don't know, anything to do with the privates or the private parts. Meaning there might be, like, you know, you're going for a yearly checkup and a smear test, or you're going for a cancer checkup, okay, or you're going to the hospital that's going to involve travelling, and that is more than likely going to be happening around this period of this week. Okay, so there would be things of hospitals, doctors, visitation rights, stuff like that. Okay, so you might have an appointment with the doctors or the hospital, and and you're watching, and you're like, yep, I got an appointment with the doctors and the hospital, and that is going to be coming up this week. Okay, there it is right there. Now that can be anything that is also private, where you might be going private, so you're paying for it privately, but they're also saying to do with my privates, which means in Britain, any part of here or here is your private parts, right? So it's private parts related, okay? Might be someone as a relative of yours, but, you know, because we're doing a global type sort of channeled message for everybody, that's everybody, right? So that's you, your mum, your daughter, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, your dog, your cat, anybody, okay? Okay, so let's see. You might also be watching Lost on Prime, because I'm hearing Kat, which was... so what did Kat do in Lost? Kat always kept saying that her name was something else. There's Con Air. You might be watching Con Air. Or Con Artist. Con It, Michael. Con. Well, no, I have a friend called Michael. He is actually visiting his... please give him his partner is very ill here. It's to do with the blood. I don't know if you guys have been following me for a long time when I said that I'm not going to blurt out pretty much private information there, but it's something to do with like red blood cells, white blood cells, blood donor, like needing to give blood or take blood or something in the blood here. That might be where you're like a blood transfusion or something as well. That would be that. But that would be like a very serious ailment there through judgment. Because that's also like kneel by mouth as well. Someone that really needs to, I've got to keep a close eye on you during this time. Okay. So that would be any of you guys that are in partnership is keeping in contact with your partner or family members during this time of where it would be more of a, we need to keep an eye on you by kneel by mouth, because it could be like an elderly person maybe. So that would be everybody pulling together here. So that means that all of your family would be involved in this. Everybody here would know here. Because that's a yes or a no. Because it's a Libra energy, and it's like, can I have this operation or not? Am I in the all clear or not? If it's to do with around a cancer kind of energy, or it's an operation, can I have this operation or not? Yes or no? Am I in the all clear? Yes or no? Okay. Can I have some medication? Yes or no? So I'm hearing Roy Castle, dedication is what you need. Roy Castle is someone that passed away, unfortunately, many years ago, that did the Guinness Book of Records, that he ended up with cancer, but it was through smoke inhalation of other people. He never smoked a day in his life, but he got lung cancer, okay, through passive smoking. So there could be any lung, like heart, liver, lung kind of function test, or something around the breast. I'm also hearing rest or breast, okay. So it might be where you're having a test around here for a lot of you, okay. Yeah, Roy Castle, like I said, there was an opera. It could be, like I said, it could be a smear test. This is normally when women get called into hospital for their yearly checkups and start having, like, you know, complications that may be downstairs, maybe. Okay. Because that would be baby. Like, okay. Some of you might also be looking into a coil to prevent from getting pregnant. So it might not be a coil, but it might be, you see, the trouble is with like contraceptive energy of women, is that right if I was to say that the pill can also produce signs of cancer later on in life, but a coil more than likely wouldn't, but tablets would, okay? Because I'm also hearing sort of like gallstones or something as well, like tablets, and a build-up of like irrigation or chlorical, sort of like suck everything out. Okay, okay. Somebody might also be having an operation that would be quite nice for me, to be honest. I would never have it. I would lose it anyway. But like an operation around their skin or something, and having it removed or having it like sucked out. Someone could definitely be sucking on something. But I'm also hearing like I need it sucked out. Whatever it is, I need to have it sucked out. So what would you have that needs sucking out? Sperm? I mean, this is sperm. I could channel for days in this one card. Trust me, I ain't going to, because I'll probably bore you to tears. Why do they keep getting me to look at Johnny Depp when he did a film where he could only have one tear? So is that tear duct? Or some of you joining my Patron where I'm teaching you to channel and do all of these kind of things? But they're getting me to look at a tier. So, a tier would also be on Patreon that I offer, because you can choose from different tiers. One of them is the full access bundle, and then the other one is, well, there's a few, but the highest tier is also teaching. So I'm hearing tears of a clown, tears of a cake. So I'm hearing someone might be tearful because someone's getting married, and they might be baking them a cake. Baker's man, bake me a cake as fast as you can and pack it and prick it with B, or Brian, or anybody beginning with B. Okay, so I'm hearing tears of a clown, tears of a cake, one tear. So I'm hearing that some of you, it might be an operation that is involving a tear duct. Might be where you might have excessive, I get this at night, is because I have what you call dry eye. And believe it or not, because you have dry eye, your eyes actually run quite a lot. So I have to use Optrex. But popular belief a long time ago, one person in the family, they actually had to have a tear duct removal because their eye was so watery that their tear duct was blocked. And it's kind of like I don't know, it might have something to do with around, what do you call it? Lymph node or tear ducts, or like something that's inside of the body that could be blocked. And isn't that true maybe that when you go for like they inject like a blue liquid in to see if it comes out? Like when there was a tear duct here, it was needed to inject and see if it would come out. And if it didn't, that would mean that the tear duct is blocked. So there's an energy here of something internal may be blocked, which means that it could be like a hysterectomy even. Okay, it could also mean like I'm picking up messages around like coil, and that it can't get through even if it wanted to because of a coil or because of a pregnancy kind of thing. It could be an operation of like lymph node or tear duct to see if it's blocked or not. Okay, could also be to do with your breathing and a nose, and you might have to have like a rhinoplasty because you can't breathe, and you have to have a piece of bone taken out of your nose so you can breathe. Whichever way it is, I keep picking up that something, there needs to be an operation of something to find out if it's blocked or if it flows quite easily through the body. So that would be like a dye or a liquid that gets put into the system to see if it flushes out. Someone here might also need a blood transfusion here, or they need blood from donors, because this would be a donor, but this would also be someone needing it as a donor as well. So this could also be a donation, as well as also what I'm hearing now as a donation for, well, say if you guys all decided that you want to give me £5, I would be quite well off. Thank you so much for all donating £5. But this is a donorship, a fellowship. This is definitely also to do with religion, stuff like that. REM, Virgo possibly involved. There is fellowship, joining a club here. Okay, joining something of a club or a cult. But all religion and all spiritualities or followings are of cult related things. Okay, so that's joining a cult. So basically joining a club. Okay, because that would have a following. Okay, so some of you might do things, like I said, you could be tarot readers, you might be following tarot readers, you might be joining a Patreon tier or something like that. Some of you it's tear duct energy or something of because why I would also say channel through this card of duct, I would also start to look at the energy of a conduit, which would mean a duct of tubing that has nothing in it. So that would be channeling. So you basically call it a conduit, someone that is open, ready to receive and give and let it flow, and the energy goes and flows. And then you sit here for 25 minutes channeling with one card. That's a conduit. Okay, so you're looking at someone that might also be a plumber, or they work with tubes. Okay, so we're hearing tubing, YouTube. Someone might be opening or does do YouTube, or you guys are just very interested like me that are constantly always on fucking YouTube. I watch so many different videos on YouTube. Okay, so I'm also hearing a lot of you might like my new Angel Radio that I'm just about to put out. It's a banger, bruv. It is UK style slang rap. Okay, so if you're interested in UK style slang rap, then you'll probably like this one. Okay, but it'll be coming out very soon. So this would be music as well. It might be related to anything that you're doing that you like hearing as well. Okay, some of you might be very hard of hearing, or you need a hearing aid as well. So I'm hearing Adrian, Abby, Abigail, Amber, Gail, Gay. Some of you might also be coming out with something of like, so you could be gay and you're watching here. I'm also hearing Guy Pearce. So Guy Pearce originally was in Neighbours. So some of you that are from Australia, okay, and then Guy Pearce went on to do movies. So Guy Pearce. So erection. There is something here for the guys that may be coming up, so I'm not going to say too much here. Something around erection here, but you could, or like resurrection, erection. There could be something that is medical related here for a lot of you guys, but there could also very much be like if you're in a twin flame scenario with someone that's very open as well as what they are, you're fucking hot as fuck. Both of you are ready to like, because this could really be like a pregnancy and like spiritual sex. Okay, here. Something that's very divine and spiritual as a connection with someone, put it that way. Okay, collective message for anybody, collective message. The Magician, wow, someone really is channeling a hell of a lot here. There's a lot of teaching. I mean, I hate to put myself in the bracket, but you guys are watching me. This is pretty much what I'm doing at the moment. I'm starting something new that is around channeling. Now, a lot of people slag me off and they don't understand and they don't want to know. That's fine, because you probably won't. Okay, there's a certain method to one's madness. This is teaching also, okay? Things that are very spiritual in nature, okay? It wouldn't just generally be tarot card readings. It would be channeling a hell of a lot of stuff, okay? Because it would be spiritual knowledge. That's where a lot of mine comes from, because I have fucking shitloads of air in my chart as well as water. My whole chart is built up of water and air, pretty much all the way through. I think the only fire sign I have is Aries. First house is Sagittarius, Neptune, which is also Scorpio. So Sag, Neptune, Piscean, it's a cross match of ruling and not planets. But again, here, Saprophilia, Gemini, Aquarius placements. But like, this is channeling esoteric spiritual knowledge. It's not written from a book. It's the Akashic Records channeling. So you're not really going to get it anywhere in a book ever written, because it's Akashic Records channeling. It's info. Like a lot of the teaching I do a lot of the time is teaching, but it's channeling at the same time. And it's giving you information from books of a library that you can't see, you just hear it. That's channeling. Okay, that's deceased loved ones, that's channeling esoterically, that's book of knowledge, everything else. All of knowledge of that ever really came is hieroglyphic. So it means you can't really see it. You have to have a certain vision to be able to see. Okay, so there's a lot of you that are learning gifts, have gifts, spiritual gifts. This is 100% a very spiritual connection that you have with someone here. That is where you're literally manifesting each other. You're like on the same page here. It's a bit like Elaine Page, or Laura, or Lucy, or Lucifer around a Capricorn. Okay, but like on the same page with this person here, whoever it is that you're in contact with, you are definitely on the same page because you are manifesting each other. See, the thing is, where this might sound weird to anybody that doesn't understand or isn't spiritual, in order to be able to manifest, okay, you have to have a sexual experience that seems very fucking weird, but you have to have a sexual experience that is of twin flame energy to be able to manifest anything in life. Because when someone says to you, look, you have to line everything up, you do. We'll go into manifestations, because I don't really believe in law of attraction. I mean that when it's time, you will know, because you'll naturally start to manifest your future, because it's preordained. But normally when that starts to happen is when you feel that sense of complete and utter relaxation, of elation. Okay, when you do that, that means that you can have a very spiritual sexual connection with a partner that gets you to focus that much on that feeling, that what you do is you manifest each other into your life. That's manifesting a person, okay? But to do that without knowing the person is virtually insanity and virtually impossible, okay? So when you come in contact with someone, Spirit's arrow, Cupid's arrow of 8, puts it together and you manifest through the sexual desire and feeling and love and the passion and the heat that you have for each other. And you're like, I can't believe how much I love you and I want to be with you, right? That's because that's destiny. It's a preordained destiny of chance, of a meeting that is spiritual, okay, that changes, of scorpionic energy that changes your life completely changes your life. Someone enters into your life that changes it. They give you a complete different outlook. That's why this is also a guide. Someone that inspires you very much so, inspires you to do better. So there's also another teaching segment that I want to go through with you that I'll start to mention here and then I'll stop, okay, because it's very important. You do not have to go to a church or believe in God in order to be able to purge. A Two of Cups is someone that, where God meets himself. Because God sacrificed himself, he meets himself head on, that shows himself. So you look into a mirror of you, which is called alchemy. That's why every single piece of God is in everybody, and within time of divine time is when God meets another part of himself, okay, to reflect the energy of purge. So when you do better in life, that means that you're very apologetic and very loving of yourself towards yourself, okay? So you forgive each other, and when you do, you purge out and release, which gives you an energy of ascension, which means going to heaven. So you never really accomplish that when you get there. You do that whilst you're here, as while you're in hell, because you're purging in the energy of being in purgatory to the crossover, which is another reading of esoteric knowledge, not from a book, a 6 of quantum realm physics, which is crossover between different realms and how that relates to numerology and cards. Okay, that's very much of a teaching segment that I'm also going to be going into extremely much so in depth. Okay, so I'm not going to do too much here because obviously you need to be a part of that tier, but that is yeah, that's a very spiritual divine connection I got here. So let's see because it's a pulling energy towards the magician, which means that if you're both on the same page, you're both coming out of the same vibration. You both want it. Okay, you both want this. Like, there's not one where it's like, oh, I don't know, yes, no. This is like a yes, I want it, yes, I want it. Okay, so it's a very spiritual divine connection. You're loving on one another. Okay, and it's also an extreme amount of channeling as well, channeling. Okay, not just tarot readings, channeling like this, splurting it out, and it just flows easily through that, because it's a given gift of spiritual stuff here. It's not like thinking and second guessing and worrying. It's not within a time frame of like, stop, let me think. No, it's okay. So it's very quick-witted also. Someone that you really vibe with. Because you'll notice, for a lot of you, if you're ever interested in my teachings here, that when I channel, it flows. It flows. There isn't anything that kind of stops the channel. It's just like one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. Okay, so it's like info and everything else. Let's see. So, because when you channel, you'll have names. But if you have names, which I do, and everyone's like, oh my God, that's my name, that's this name, you've said this name and those three names. That's names and dates. Okay, so you can channel dates of predictions of future. You can channel dates of this, like I said right at the beginning. 3 weeks, okay, 3 weeks. Didn't even have to think about it. I just had 2 to 3 weeks. 1 week, 3 weeks. Okay, so there was 2 messages there. Okay, names, dates, situations of global channeling of things happening. Okay. Let's see. Like, it comes easy here. And it also comes to you easy as a person. They may appear very easy to you because they are, because this is equality. This is this person giving themselves to you wholeheartedly, which means why it's also private. Because I'm giving you my everything. I'm telling you everything about myself that is also between me and you, that is also private here. That's why it's also private as well. So I trust you with telling you what's going on in my life here, with everything that goes on in it. The judgment energy is a very open to learning and very open and free giving of energy and time, okay? So it can be like you guys of finding inspiration in something that you have a lot of time to do because you're so intrigued in the thing, okay? Because it's inspiration, it's inspiring, okay? Because I will see this as a, oh yay, I've got something to say. And everybody listens. This is silence in court, Libra. Someone that's in the multimedia or in the public eye. Okay, so it would mean, oh yay, I have something to say. Everybody gather around and listen, but I want to because I'm inspired. Okay, when you speak, I listen. Okay, here. So if you relate these 2 cards as to someone that you are talking to as spiritual, in a spiritual divine connection, that means that you have the same amount of time for one another. You don't get pissed off with one another. I've got time for you, you've got time for me, because we both want it. We're on the same page completely. In fact, you might even get what we call of deja vu. Okay, where you're like, oh shit, I just had a huge sense of deja vu. Right, that where time literally catches up with you and you feel like you really know this person on a huge deep level. Okay, they have this sense around them that attracts you to them, okay, which is like this aura. The aura around this person glows, okay, glows, the aura. But that would be any of it, or Laura, okay, but that would be anybody that you're in cahoots with, of a spiritual divine connection there, okay. Because, you know, twin flames and soulmates are not handpicked by you. They're handpicked by alchemy, which means it is you. It is the greatest adversary of you. Okay, so it's a part of God, really. Okay, so you don't have a choice in the person that you meet. You just do. And it sweeps you off your feet. And you're like, oh my God, this is the wind beneath my wings. I can't believe this person just entered in my life and started to change my life for the better, not for the worse. That's why this can also be divorce and settlement energy as well. Okay, so it's kind of like you've just entered into my life, and my life now seems to be changing before my eyes. The all-seeing eye, the psychic medium, my life is changing before my eyes because you have changed the outlook of my life. You have changed the life for me because I have now found purpose, my pursuit of happiness, a reason to go on. What I wasn't before, but now I do because of you, number 2. Soulmate, number 2 here. Libra, 2 of Cups, 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. But the energy of the 2 numbers that come together, or the story. I'll probably just call it that. Let's see. Continue on this reading, please, for the general collective. Seven of Cups. Okay, so you're 100% dripping like a fuck fridge for a lot of you here, where you're in the metaphysical ease and please. Ease, please, and tease. All dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Okay, Tatiana, Terry, anybody beginning with T. Okay, anybody beginning with T. Some of you might be drinking a lot of herbal tea, or I got the remedy, I got the remedy. So you might be into like music. Okay. Yeah, some of you Rennie. Some of you might have indigestion and you might need to take some Rennie or Renee. Oh, hello, Miss Moneypenny. What? But like Renee or Raya or Ray. Let's see. There's a lot of metaphysical channeling kind of desire. Your energy is coming across as very desirable to each other here. Like it kind of sweeps me off my feet and all I can start to do is manifest with you the future, where we start to talk about plans that we can have and we can make with the future. This is normally where twin flames start automatically talking about long-term goals of marriage, and like you know, we can go on holiday together, and I mean I love all that kind of stuff, you know, when you're with someone where you can kind of like, you know what, we can travel here and we can go on holiday and we can visit these places and I can experience traveling with you and spend loads of time with you, because this is very big time. This is alchemy, man. Okay, so it means that, you know, I would spend a lot of time around you and with you because I'm obsessed about you here, and your aura makes me obsessed. That's a bit like a Bisto gravy, you know, in the old adverts of gravy where they used to go, God, what's that fucking smell, bruv? It's a bit like a polecat, like pissing up someone's leg. And you're like, God, that smells attractive. What's that? It's me aura, bruv. Really? What's that? It's dew. You don't smell it? Fuck. But like, it's someone's energy. Okay, someone's energy. It's like wafting. Here. Someone farts. Yeah. Let's see. Like, because I will see it as alluring energy. Twin flame soulmate energy from a distance of metaphysics is like that Bisto gravy aura. It's stuff that from any distance can feel magical. Okay. And it lures you into following that trail of the feeling of elation that it gives you. So it gives you a sense of purpose of a trail to follow. So it gives you focus and purpose. So you end up finding clues and seeing synchronicities along the way. As you're following that fucking gravy train, you're kind of like, you know, you might be getting on a train. Someone might be booking a train ticket or going on a train or a plane. I'm hearing more train energy. Okay. But like, you know, I'm kind of like following that fucking clue. And I'm so intrigued by you that I now have to watch every single video that you've got, Steve. Right? Or like, I'm so intrigued about you that I want to learn more from you. I want to know more about you. Like, I want to know about you because you're inspiring. So like, when you find this energy that glows of an aura, when you meet your adversary of soulmate twin flame energy, it's like following that Bisto gravy train, right? It's like I am purposely drawn towards you, that it's telling me of signs from spirit. You've met your match of somewhere that you're going. You're going towards the future. You're not going back. Okay. Which means that a couple that are here presently going through all of these sensations and feelings that I'm saying, you are nowhere near going backwards ever again. You are going forwards. You are not going back. Okay. So anybody of retrograde, I feel, that may or may not turn up or get told, I'm afraid not. Okay. Because I'm going forward. Okay. So there's this energy here where someone's being led on the path of their correct path. That's why Scorpio, Aries, life path 4s had this energy of change for the better at the end when they move here. Okay. Trouble is with me doing these readings, I pretty much end up telling you a lot of the answers that are on where I'm trying to earn a living. I just can't help doing that. Let's see. Collective. So the sun, man, even better energy. There's a lot of spiritual energy of growth here. 8 of Swords to me basically just means that you may work at home. Okay. I really don't want to make this negative and start, you know, putting on restraining orders and stuff. I think that, you know, someone works at home. There's visiting home here. There's visiting family, those kind of messages. You see, these 3 cards here, they're very positive. These, if I can show you them, let's get ready for the thumbnail here. Okay, they're very positive energy. Okay, so sorry, I'm just kind of like pausing for the thumbnail that you might see. But yeah, they're very positive energy because they mean that no matter what you spend, you earn. Okay, so money can be very good because you have a good way of, because this is burning through assets and money, but it means that I'm also earning a good living, that I can spend things because I can also easily just earn it back because it's given to you as divine energy of spirit, meaning I'm not worried because I follow spirit. They tell me what to do. So for instance, I hate to keep remembering myself, but I'm also trying to teach everybody as well as everything else. Okay, so when I open up my teaching tier and spiritual tier, I did it because I started getting signs from spirit that it was time to do that. Okay, so esoterically I start picking up and thinking, loads of people always ask me how, what, where and when, and I love it when you speak and all of the stuff that you know of having a lot of air placements of saprophilia of emotional intelligence and your aura and the things that you have to say. I learned so much from. So at that time, spirit was also saying to me, you need to start something new. You need to start a new path because it will be very lucrative for you in the future. Okay, so that's what I would do because I follow this regardless. Because I work for spirit, spirit is the one that pays me. You see, if we was to look at it even deeper, spirit is the one that also pays you. It's the karmic energy. Okay, it rewards you for hard work and effort that you do for a spirit. So if you have this aspect of knowing that spirit has always got your back and they will provide the best service for you, okay, that's down to the consumer to decide what is it that I'm going to learn and get more from in the end, okay. But if it's natural and it's given naturally or natally, okay, Alchemy and you, okay, but like if it's given to you naturally, it forms a cult and a leadership of following. So it means that I'm doing my spiritual job and spiritual work for spirit, and I give over control to them knowing that they will provide what is necessary for me. Okay, so it makes it grow. It's a sunflower that feeds its energy off a natural born source. Like I told a lot of you before, you might be interested in saging and everything else, but I always say, as my belief, that the naturalist born healing energy is what you would get from an actual deceased energy of spirit, because it's a guide, it's an angel, archangel, Gabriel, Michael, whoever, right? You believe in them, okay? And if you do, what are they? Light sources, extreme amount of healing and light sources. They're also ascendant master energy. So what do they have? Healing energy. So what happens when it is that you are open and you do your job? You naturally flow with the energy of gift. So what does it also do in return? Heals you. That's why it makes you a healer. Okay, so it doesn't just heal everybody else that it's told to. It also heals you as you're doing it. Is why I've never ever really believed too much in crystals and everything else. Because I'm a geezer, bruv. I believe that my spirit will heal me. Okay, so I heal when I'm working. When I'm working, I'm earning. When I'm working, I'm twerking and teaching. When I'm teaching and working, I'm earning, but I'm also healing you as it heals me. It's called Alchemy. It's the teaching segment that I was going to do for everybody around this energy of when you meet Divine Source. Okay, when you do it. Okay, but again, then you get an 8. So I'd think that we would probably just end up coming up with like a working from home kind of message. Okay, King of Swords, education, seprophilia. Okay, 3, going back into court. There's the 1, 2, 3 energy. Okay, safety, building up a rapport, trust, distrust, divorce, trust, marriage. Okay, teaching, seprophilic energy of emotionally intelligence. Okay, of someone that's very wise above their years. Doesn't matter of their age. This is someone that stands up for what they believe that people want to listen to. It's a higher energy, hierarchy. Okay, so it would also mean like a matriarch, but it would also mean like a hierarchy, someone that's higher up in the energy of teaching here. Okay, but that's not down to me to say, that's for you to believe, you know, it's what you guys want or not here. But it's a Piscean energy for me, 3, okay. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this is someone that is teaching you stability, to become more masculine within your spiritual side also. Okay, someone that's very wise and very well educated as well, okay. So if you're in partnership, my glasses are getting steamed, shit, my eyes are terrible. If you're in partnership here, there's a big energy that I want to stick with that was also channeled, that was saying about this coming up to 3 weeks. Okay, because if it's a week, this is Amber Heard and Johnny Depp going back into court, and the jury that are called back into jury service to stand up in court to give evidence and witness. That's within a week. I know that because it's on TV. Okay, but what I'm also hearing for a lot of you, there's the great expectations here. So within 3 weeks, there's a spiritual energy that travels towards this here. These are normally either months or years when you come up against a pentacle energy. It's normally like a month or a year, but I would normally say months, because months, years and weeks and minutes, they're all part of metaphysics. So, you know, the thing is with time of metaphysics is that time doesn't have an attachment. Wait, it'll go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have an attachment. We have an attachment to time. If someone has a go at you like, oh my God, I can't think, I just need a minute, I can't think straight. Ego. Time is like, well, I don't give a fuck, bruv, I'm here regardless. So, you know, I don't have people attached to me on time because I'm free, easily going and flowing. I can stay, go, put, do whatever, because you can't see me. So you can do whatever you like with the time that you've got. Okay, that's metaphysical time. So it's like prison sentence or a marriage, possible meeting within time that's coming up with like 3 weeks. I'm picking up judgment. Libra, there you go, 2 and 2. Libra, divine orchestrated meeting, something that is very fair towards a person. Now, if you're having an affair, that's a divorce, or it should be. Okay. You don't stay put in energy that isn't given back. Okay. So it's like a break from court, and it's like now we're on break from court, and we are going back to court when Johnny Depp and Amber Heard go back to court. 3 here. Right. That's jury service. That is now online. Okay. So now everybody's doing a load of videos publicly online where you may have seen shitloads of them that start to tell you about how Amber Heard actually dropped herself in it with the amount of lies when she actually admitted to hitting Johnny Depp. And that all of the other people have come out and said that when she went on the James Corden show, she actually didn't have any bruises on her whatsoever because she wasn't wearing any makeup at all, because I am a makeup artist that's worked for her for years. Okay, so self-sabotage there came up in the Taurus reading. You really need to watch that reading. But like, yeah, that was... I'm going all out, bruv. I have got that many self-sabotage issues. I'm going all out. Right, I am going to literally fuck up my career permanently. Okay, I'm going to publicly humiliate myself and be humiliated, and I'm going all out to sabotage everything about my life, completely and utterly. I'm not just taking out, trying to take you and you. I'm going to take myself out. You know, so yeah, that's serious self-sabotage issues there. Right, that's because I want to be popular. Now, that's why. It's because I couldn't drop the fact that I love to be centre of attention. Well, I will be in a negative way. That's why that's a true or false negative, and false negative, cancels itself out. The Magician. Yeah, so you guys are, man. I'm not going to continue on with this reading too much because I think I've spoke for long enough. Seven of Cups. I've kind of picked it up. Yeah, someone's just waiting in order to travel. Queen of Cups, in love. Pretty much what I was giving you without the cards. You got the Queen of Cups, the 7 and the 7 energy here with the 7 of Pentacles. You're just waiting for this energy of 3 weeks. Right at the beginning, 3 weeks. Okay. 3 weeks and the love of your life enters into your life completely. You enter into a twilight zone, which means that if you have met someone or someone in the family or anything like that has met a person, the person that they meet will change your life also, because it will give you purpose, because you form a new soul group. Soul groups are when someone that is unknown from the twilight zone enters into the known. You get to know each other. Each other's life changes because you get to know them, they get to know you, they get to know your family, your parents, your friends, your whatnot, and then you build up a rapport and your life changes as well as the other person does because you start a new life cycle somewhere completely different, or with someone completely different, or with a new person that's within that energy. Soul group reading, life-changing events. That's where time starts to play a big factor. Because soul, like mediums and souls, have a calling to do like this. But they also have a calling in order to enter into a energy that needs help. So what you'll find is that you are like a walking fucking angel, or whatever people say they are, like light worker. Right? But I enter into an energy because I'm called in that direction for help. Okay? That balances out the equation of life. So it means that a light energy will enter into something to make a person's life more balanced, to give them focus, to give them purpose, okay? So it will also be someone that's also very wise and educated here. And it would change one's life for the better. This is a complete cycle. This is something that would be of like waiting for the time of 3 weeks. When the 3 weeks comes up and it starts to happen, this is what would happen at the beginning of a cycle of the end. So this is now, this is then, this is when this happens, and this is then, once it's happened, to create this. This is a whole new life cycle energy of the sun being here. So it promotes growth within families. It brings in light energy, it brings in new focus, it brings in a new person for people to be intrigued about, to get to know. So people's life, suddenly, time then starts to alter everybody's life. Okay, it can work out and think, okay, now this person's in it. We can alter your life, your life, your life, your life, your life. You will meet up. You will not be where you was before, so you two won't anymore. And it gives you purpose and it pulls you away from energies that was very confusing for people in the past. That's the universe doing its job there. That's why when you start to follow your calling, you eventually get there. And that's where you start to meet the energy of like feeling as if you've got deja vu. That you may have known someone before. That soulmates all coming together as a group to experience life after that. After death. Okay, so that's what I've got for you guys. Just an interesting or uninteresting story for you that's free. Okay, if you like the way I teach or like the way I speak and you like the way I read, okay, over on Patron now, your month, because we're only at the beginning at the 8th, I think it is. All of your weekly readings are only going to be done over on Patreon, so you will need to be part of the full access bundle to see them, because I will only be doing these now and again, because obviously I just opened a teaching tier where I'm going to be focusing more on my Patreons, which is the full access bundle, and the teaching tier patrons as well, to give them more as well. So if you are on the full access bundle, okay, and you've got access or want access to your weekly and monthly and hidden aspect of readings, okay, that are involving everything, okay, if you want to upgrade towards the teaching tier, that should only cost you an extra $7 to $8 as long as you go up to a tier. That you change your subscription, okay, or your membership from full access bundle to teaching tier as well. That'll unlock that with the small amount between. if you go from here, from the teaching tier, and that's the first one that you joined, and you go down, Patron will not reimburse you that money, so they'll charge you both. Okay? If they do at the end of the month, I don't know. But what I do know, as far as I know, going from the full access bundle up a tier, it only charges you that small amount between it. And then you also get access to all of the videos that are of teaching, and will be more throughout this month and the next and the next and the next. But there is probably about 22 at the moment that are over there. Okay. And we go over a lot of deep energy. Okay. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. And I will catch you on your next one.